We're fortunate in British Columbia to have easy access to great irrigation advice and information, almost all of it for free. Here we'll review the major design guides, fact sheets, and online maps and calculators that can help everyone irrigate better in BC. Let's face it, you're busy farming, or paying for the farm, or raising kids to one day run the farm, you're likely too busy to read fact sheets and design manuals, let alone figure out how all the equations, rules of thumb, and tables fit together. Thankfully, we've got online calculators to crunch most of the numbers for us. A good place to start is to get an idea how much water you're already using. The new BC Irrigation Water Use Calculator lets you plug in things like flow rates, irrigation intervals, and electricity bills to estimate how much water you use in a season. Right next door, BC Agriculture Water Calculator is the first place many farms go to get a sense of how much water their crops need. But this isn't how it should be used. The calculator's purpose is to portion out water licenses fairly. It isn't a scheduling tool. In another video, we'll take a close look at how this calculator's estimates for annual water demand and peak flows are used to set legal limits on licenses. But the amounts may not reflect actual needs as summers get longer, hotter, and drier. Climate change is also reducing our water supplies, so water licenses aren't getting any bigger. Instead, the twin threats of rising demand and dwindling supply should steer us all towards a good scheduling calculator based on current weather data. The Irrigation Industry Association of BC, or IIABC, has a free scheduling calculator with everything you need in one place to quickly answer questions like, how much should I water? And how often? To get the most out of the calculator, you'll need a working knowledge of your farm's soil textures and basic concepts under your belt like evapotranspiration and effective rainfall. So we have videos to explain all that. But there's no point in scheduling unless you have well-designed and well-maintained irrigation that spreads water evenly at a good rate. You'll need other guides and tools to make sure your system gets water to the right place. If you're motivated to tune up your irrigation and you like all the details, you'll love BC's agricultural irrigation manuals. The ones for sprinkler design and irrigation management can be downloaded for free, while the one for drip has to be purchased. It's worth every penny. These books lay out all the basics, from intakes, to pipes, to soils, to make sure you irrigate evenly. If you're designing your own system, I'd say they're essential. For a crash course in the main design principles, check out Irrigate Better, a 4-part webinar series on YouTube where Bruce Naka and I condense some of the most important concepts from the manuals, and Bruce puts it in the context of his 40 years of experience. In BC, we all have free access to a rich load of provincial maps and data. It's overwhelming. But you can mine the gold with some easy online tools to learn about your farm's soil, climate, and water. The Soil Information Finder tool, or SIFT, makes it easy to access soil surveys. Built on the sweat of pit-digging soil scientists, this masterpiece gives an accurate picture of the soil layers under your feet, right across the province. We'll show you how to use these surveys to estimate how much water your soils can store. Farmwest offers really valuable weather data from stations across Western Canada. We'll use their evapotranspiration measurements and forecasts to estimate how much water your plants need. DataBC has map layers on just about everything, from property lines, wells and water licenses, to aquifers, creek flows, snow depths, and more. Committed cartographers can use free software like QGIS to download layers and make custom maps and calculations. But most people use iMapBC to easily access the data. Click away to figure out the options, and you'll soon be sifting through map layers for your farm. There are so many other great resources out there, but the most relevant to farms in BC are the stack of valuable fact sheets published by the Ministry of Agriculture. Topics run from dugouts and pumps, to drainage and creeks, to scheduling and soil moisture monitoring. The Drought Management series is piled with advice that's more important now than ever before. Strategies include fixing leaks, building up soil, and choosing crops and varieties. Here's my favorite. When water is scarce, should we spread it thin? Or should we sacrifice some areas and irrigate a smaller area better? The answer is crucial. Your yields, labor, and expenses are usually better off if you choose to irrigate a smaller area properly and let the rest go dry. But how do we irrigate an area properly? Most farms I visit irrigate by instinct, which can be hit or miss. And by miss, I mean lower yields, weaker soils, stressed crops, and higher expenses. If you stick with us for the rest of this series, we'll strip away the mystery and hand you the fundamentals to irrigate the right amount at the right time. Next up, a very important question. If you have plenty of water, why not irrigate more than your plants need, just to be safe? Why go to all the trouble of watering the right amount? It's a good question, with a good answer, coming up.